Is this the first entry-level to mid-tier gaming laptop that can actually play up against a full desktop? Well, let's take a look. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an MSI Katana 15. It is a wonderful option for mid to entry-level gaming laptops, and honestly, I'm super impressed with what is under the hood. So first off, let's take a look at the actual construction of this thing. It is a little bit on the robust side, all right? So it is a little bit heavy. From afar, it definitely looks like a gaming laptop, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It has this unique A-frame design on it, and even on the underside, it has this really cool kind of geometric shapes here for all the fans and air intake and everything. Plus, all your ports, pretty much everything that you would ever need. On the right-hand side, USB Type-C, HDMI, and of course, the RJ45 or Ethernet connection, Cat6 Ethernet connection. And on the left-hand side here, you got your fan, but then you also have another USB 3.2 and a USB 2.0. So, what makes this so cool? Well, it's got the latest and greatest i7 processor, 13th generation processor from Intel, super fast, 30% faster than before, and internally you have one of the top of the lines mobile graphics cards from NVIDIA. It is a 40 series. They put a 40 series inside this. In this. The other thing you'll notice is the keyboard. The keyboard is your favorite kind of gaming keyboard, RGB all the way. It's actually got 4 zones that you can customize and a few other tricks up its sleeve. But instead of me talking about it, why don't we hear directly from MSI what makes the Katana so awesome? So we're here with Jordan from MSI. Jordan, thank you so much for being here. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts of it all, are you a gamer? Or are you just some guy that likes 3 initials next to each other?
You know what? I'm just some guy that just came in and didn't know what I was doing. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I believe I can consider myself as a gamer. You know, back in the good old days, I played too much WoW. That was a biggie for me. But now I've been more of a casual kind of gamer. You know, doing like, you know, Valorant, League of Legends.
And that's like casual for you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of casual, you know?
Like I hate to see what is like stress inducing.
Yeah.
From my understanding on going on your website and actually owning different MSI devices in the past, this is, I wouldn't say it's entry level, but this is kind of like mid-tier gaming laptop. Would I be correct in saying that? Yeah. So we have a very wide range of laptops, and one of which, the Katana, I would say it's like our mid-level, somewhat like after entry level. You get that sweet spot of, you know, packing like the hot, I guess, the performance that you can get from anywhere. You have your 40 series graphics, and you also have your 13th gen Intel in there too. Yeah, and that's actually one of the most impressive things about it. It is a robust, it is a little bit on the heavier side of a laptop, but that's to be expected with the gaming device. But what you've packed in this, especially for the MSRP, depending on, you know, where you're watching this, it's still extremely affordable, because there is a 40 series NVIDIA graphics card in here. Like, it is very up to date of what you would want to get from a gaming experience. So aside from the internal specs, what we see here is a vibrant RGB screen. I mean, some of the keys, specifically the WASD keys, are illuminated and translucent, so you can kind of see the inner workings of them. With your knowledge of the games that are out today, do you feel like there are any games right now or coming out in the near future, like City Skylines, something where you can build a whole cityscape on a computer? Do you feel like that those games are too big, or would a Katana be able to handle that kind of size and breadth of a game?
I think for like the recent games like Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, or even even City Skyline. I think these games are, for the laptop itself or for Katana, I definitely think it's more than capable of performing, especially because of like how well made the graphics cards are now and the processors. It really
Mm-hmm.
makes a big impact in the overall performance of these games, and it's a lot more, I want to say, like more updated with the software side too. So you have like your DLSS3, you have like your RTX. There's a lot of things that kind of help amplify your gaming experience, basically to that next level.
And going to the next level, one of the apps that I notice is installed on all of the laptops we're going to look at is MSI Center.
Yeah.
What is MSI Center?
It has come a long way for our software side. Being, we had Dragon Centers before, we had a lighter version of MSI Center before, but I think what we kind of bring to the table is basically a one hub for everything that you need in setting up your laptop, and to make sure that you have different user settings, such as like turning on fans into the cooler boost mode, or even into like setting it to like silent mode, for example. So things like that has definitely been helping a lot more with controlling MSI Center as a whole. And also on top of that, you're able to kind of see basically all the resources that you're using in your computer. If you're doing more CPU performance, or if you're doing more GPU performance, it kind of shows all that. So it's like a detail for someone who's like a little bit more techie. People maybe they're like playing games like us. We want to make sure we're not throttling anything. We want to make sure that we have the best performance. I think that's where you kind of go to basically maximize your performance, as well as doing any kind of user scenario, anything to kind of help you change that.
Any kind of fine tweaking you want to do on your side of things.
Tweaking. Yeah, that's the
I
word.
gotcha. Jordan, MSI, thank you so much. That was an awesome interview. And we've got more as well too. So make sure every one of you that's watching is liking this channel, following, doing all the things, because we will have some other MSI laptops to take a look at. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions or comments related to the MSI Katana 15, please leave that in the comment section down below. Links, as always, can be found in the description below. You can also see us on Twitter, TikTok. I guess it's X now, right? You can see us on X now, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We stream here on YouTube as well as over on Twitch. So until the next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Later.